Hello everyone, I'm Sangeeta. I work as a freelance trainer for various software technologies. I hold an experience of almost 13 years in this field, and so far I have conducted training for more than 40 clients around the globe. Majorly, I conduct training on Java full stack development, Spring Framework, all modules like DI, IOC, AOP, MVC, REST, Data, JPA, Spring Boot, Spring Cloud, Spring Batch, yeah, and microservices with Spring Cloud, then Pivotal Cloud Foundry, UI technologies like Angular, React.js, like that, right? Now, today we will have an overview of Spring Framework and DIIOC container. Our agenda for today is what is Spring, why Spring, and what is DIIOC container or dependency injection and inversion of control container. So basically, what is Spring? Spring is a Java application framework. And what does it target at? It targets the entire enterprise application development. Yeah. So how we'll explore it? So we know that enterprise application development follows a multi-tier architecture. What are those typical layers of multi-tier architecture? There is data layer, then there is business layer and web layer. So if we start with backend, first we have database layer, which is normally consist of some RDBMS of our choice, maybe MySQL or Oracle. Then business layer that comprises of business logic, it is business data, we call it as model. Typically this layer should be formed of POJOs. What are POJOs? Plain old Java objects. So the objects belonging to such classes which do not implement any interface or do not extend from any other class. These are our POJOs. Then comes web layer. So that is our UI or presentation layer, we can call it. So we can use different view technologies to create this layer. Those technologies may include JSPs or HTML, some JavaScript frameworks like React.js or Angular. So how does Spring fit into this picture? Right? As I said, Spring targets entire enterprise application development. So Spring provides a module or a solution for each of these layers. Now we may use some ORM tool, right? Like JPA, Hibernate to persist our application objects. Spring provides a module that abstracts away this ORM related code, and that is Spring DAO. That module is Spring DAO or Spring Data. Now the latest one is Spring Data. Now our application layer or business layer that typically comprises of POJOs. Spring provides Spring Core library for that, and that is consisting of DIIOC container that instantiates and manages the entire life cycle of our POJOs. So for web layer now, Spring provides API to create web layer of your application. Spring Web follows MVC architecture. It also provides the dispatcher servlet, which acts as front controller. As you know, RESTful web services are in demand, and your application may have REST API endpoints, right? So Spring provides support for REST API as well, and that is also part of Spring Web module only. So as we can see here, Spring targets each and every layer of our enterprise application development. So as discussed, Spring is a huge framework and it targets all the layers of enterprise application development. Important benefit of Spring is it is modular in nature. So we can include only those modules which are essential for building our business application. At foundation layer, if we see, it provides a core container. This is DIIOC container or dependency injection inversion of control container. This module is provided as a foundation layer. Now this module contains various submodules like Beans, Core, Context, and Spring Expression Language. This core container is also known as DIIOC container because dependency injection is provided by this core container. Then it also provides AOP module, that is aspect oriented programming module. So here using this API you can develop your Spring application in aspect oriented way. For DAO layer, it provides Spring data module, right? So there are various submodules. Again, JDBC, you can directly go with Spring DAO with JDBC template, or you can use any ORM framework. Spring provides the integration with that framework also. If your choice is Hibernate, Spring will provide an API that will abstract away the Hibernate dependent code. Spring provides transaction management. Distributed transaction management is also provided by Spring, and it is declarative in nature. Then we have Spring Web module. It provides the Spring MVC architecture and it also provides the REST support. So now we will see what is dependency injection and inversion of control, why it is very important, and how it is achieved in Spring framework. So that is our next part of the session. Thank you.